What's up, y'all? Good afternoon, good evening. I'm Real King, and this is it, y'all. Alright? Well. I have a confession for y'all. So I hope y'all are ready for this. This video is meant for someone, and you know who you are. It can be someone or plenty of people. But this is going to be a good video for a lot of people if you heed the message that is that I'm giving you guys. So let's get right to it. Obviously, I'm making this video today. It's not that late, and I have the energy, so I figured let's go ahead and make this video. I'm like, I don't want to shortchange my viewers out there. You know what I mean? So again, this is a grind, and so as a new beginner in this YouTube world, I'm grinding, y'all. I'm sacrificing, and I'm gonna give you guys some of my time, just like that. So, what's the confession, Real King? Okay, well, so as y'all know, I am in the process of traveling, moving out of the country. So what that means is it takes money to do that. So I was checking out a website, I was checking out an app, traveling app. It's for flights and hotels and stuff like that. Anyways, so I was checking out this app because it's been a while since I checked it out, and I figured, no big deal, because the last time I checked it out, I think it was like last December. That was late last year. And I'm thinking everything is cool based off of what I read, and I was, what they said. Basically, what they said was, the prices, the flights for my traveling was going to be like around. It wasn't nowhere over it was like under $500. Now they did say that the prices were expected to increase a little bit, by I think starting in May or June of this year. I'm thinking I'm sitting pretty, okay, no big deal, good, I got some time. That was literally based off of what I thought back in December of last year, okay? Obviously, a lot of stuff did not happen. That has changed the course of everything. But what I did not expect is when I went to that app over the weekend, I was shocked. It ain't even May yet. Those prices, y'all, through the roof. Probably through Shamahim's roof, to be honest. They were crazy expensive. So it somehow went from under 500 to now the minimum is between, I think, $1,100 and all the way up to $1,600. And it don't get no better for the rest of the year. I was like, what? Okay. So because of that big increase that I just completely did not see coming, this is wild. That is just, that's too much. That is too much of an increase in price. Like, what in the wild world of sports? But that's not going to stop my flow. So what that made me do is, I had to figure some things out. What's more important to me? To hold on to things that I'm not going to be able to take with me. That's physical, and that's mental. So the confession is this. I smoke weed. I smoke weed. Or better yet, I smoked weed. So, the reason why that is a confession, I don't feel it's a big deal, but the thing with that is, there's a couple things. And so, one thing I do want to let people know, because I've been smoking weed, y'all, for I think since I was 22. Okay? And I did it by choice. And at that time, you know what I mean? Like I just wanted to. And even at that time, it was kind of sporadic. But as time and things changed and progressed, and I was, you know, doing different things, the weed picked up more. And it got even more. So and in my years of 49 years old, still been smoking weed. It got real heavy for a while. But to those who talk down on marijuana, weed, I'm gonna let y'all know this. Or for anybody out there, some of y'all or a lot of y'all, y'all already know. But coming from a person who has smoked weed for over 20 years, who better to know than, you know what I'm saying? So, I've stopped smoking weed many times, for a long period of time. It is, I think it's just mental. I think everything is mental. I don't think anything is too hard to overcome if you put your mind to it. So, as a weed smoker slash former weed smoker, what I can tell you is, at least for me, this is what worked for me. It's like mind over matter. I do that with almost everything. It's literally for me, and trust me, y'all, I lived in Colorado for like 4 years straight at one stretch. And then 2 years, another stretch. 2 years? Yeah. 1.5, like 2 years, okay. So, and in 4 years when I was there, the last time, all I did was smoke weed. Every day, throughout the day. Smoke weed, I did dabs, tinctures, you know what I'm saying? I did all of that, y'all. Edibles, the pens when they first came out. I did all of that, okay? I was doing it heavy, passed out, all of that. You know what I'm talking about? So, I was deep in smoking weed, all right? I will tell you guys this. So for any of y'all who talk against it, or anybody out there who hears other people trying to talk down about weed and what they do and this and that, let me tell you the facts. Because this is it, y'all. I'm bringing y'all some real information from someone who's been there, done that. I've drank and I've smoked weed. I never was an alcoholic or a heavy drinker, but I will let y'all know, based off of me, what to expect. So, I'm gonna do the alcohol real quick because that's easy. Alcohol, let me tell you what it does, man. Alcohol completely messes up your brain and it gives you that courage. That's why they say what they say, liquid courage. It is. You start talking all crazy, doing silly stuff. And if you drive, I was riding dirty out in Colorado. I do not recommend that. You do swerve, your vision's thrown off. So it is not good and everything is messed up. Then you just say you get passed out drunk and you're throwing up all over the place and you're just an idiot. Okay, and that's really about it on that. Okay, now let's go ahead and tackle the weed, because this is the big thing that everybody be like tripping on. So I'm gonna let y'all know, all y'all who be talking down about weed. So if it's so bad and it has a big effect on the mind, let me tell y'all something. I'm very smart. Yes, I am. And even though if I never told y'all I smoked weed, y'all wouldn't know. So therefore, that is a myth about all the brain cells it kills and, you know, making you dumb and this and that. Myth. It's a big old myth. All right, so don't believe the hype. So that's false. Maybe to some degree, maybe, but not enough to where it, you know what I'm saying, it makes a big deal. It's a big deal to somebody. It's not. And what else was there? So so that's not true. What else? What's all the other claims or whatever? Um, oh, gateway to lead to something else. Um, did y'all hear me say I do anything else? Oh well, you could just be holding back. Nah, I ain't holding back. I don't do nothing else. And people that know me, people that have served me, can let y'all know what I've told them many times. Hey yo, you want to do some bars? No, I don't want that. Acid? Nope. Shrooms? Nope. None of that. I just no. So what did that lead to? In my 20 plus years of smoking weed, y'all, what did it lead me to? What other drugs did I do? Aspirin? I'm talking about ibuprofen. But I didn't do that because of the weed though. But what you know, tell me what weed does do? And people, again, the weed heads out there, y'all know. Weed, smoking weed, you eat a lot, you laugh a lot, you're very alert. Oh yeah, you are. Remember I was talking about that driving when you was when I was drinking? Now, if you are high, you drive real good. Oh, why? Well, because you get paranoid. Yes, sirs. That is true. You are a little paranoid when you're smoking weed. I've been paranoid. But when I'm driving, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm smoking high, when I'm high, I ain't swerving. I'm very careful. And the weed heads out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you're very alert. Okay? Silly acting, whatever. But you know what you don't do? Because here's a lie right here that people be talking about. It causes you to be angry and violent. No, it do not. No, it does not. And it don't make no sense how anybody would say that. Only people that do not smoke weed or have not smoked weed, they say that BS. No, it does not, y'all. And it makes total sense why it doesn't. Because you are relaxed when you smoke weed. That is polar opposite of hyped up to want to fight somebody when you are drunk. Yeah. Remember talking about that liquid courage? Yeah. You want to fight sloppy, doing all this BS or whatever. Nah, man. Miss me with the lies. Okay? So that's all it really does. That's about it. Oh, I forgot. Do you sleep a lot? What's so wrong with? Let me know what's wrong with anything that I just said to y'all about smoking weed. Let me know how being alert or paranoid is such a bad thing. Let me know how eating up a lot of stuff is a bad thing. Let me know how laughing a lot and being silly is a bad thing. And then sleeping. What part of all of that is such a bad thing? Because that's what weed does. You don't fight. Nobody smoking weed wants to fight. No, there's no energy. They're relaxed. So all lies, y'all. All lies that have been debunked by a seasoned smoker. Okay? I ain't smoke no cigarettes. I smoke weed. But I did say X. I'm an ex-weed smoker. But what makes me an ex-weed smoker? The fact that it costs money. And if I'm trying to save money to move, weed costs. And it's not cheap. Okay? And with the cost of smoking weed comes the cost of buying a lot of food that really you eat a lot of food because you're hungry from the weed. So that means you want to buy a bunch of food because you think that's what you need because you are high. Okay? So you're spending more than normal because you are feeding your high craving. All right? And that's something that you don't do when you are sober. So what happened is when I saw the prices hike, I'm just like, okay. Now I was making a plan. I was making plans. I was texting people last, Thursday or Friday. I had my connects. I'm like, yo, I need some weed. You know what I'm talking about? And I could have. I was going to go on Sunday to meet up with somebody, but the Most High he dampened my plans. He he allowed me to not want to go out. Now we had rain storms on Saturday, and of course that was Shabbat. It was very windy on Sunday yesterday, and I just didn't feel like going into that wind and on my bike and fighting it. And anyways, I said no. And then I was like, you know what? I don't really want it. And I ain't smoked, y'all. I ain't had no pen in like 4 or 5 days or something like that. And for me, it only takes a few days for me to overcome. And I didn't really get no kind of like withdrawals or anything like that. I wasn't really craving the weed or nothing like that. Again, it's mental. I wasn't thinking about it. I was putting my mind to other good things, and as a result, I withstood my little time frame of where I get over the weed. And so at this point, it's like I'm not even worried about it. Now, I'm trying to save up money. Now, remember what I was talking about before. So I'm not trying to take these habits with me to this other country. I want a fresh start. There's healthy things that I want to do there. And so I don't want to be doing that same thing. I want to leave old bad habits behind me and never to be resurfaced. It's like I'm washing my hands from that stuff. It's like, look, been there, done that. I already know what it's like. And so, it was good while it lasted. But there's some things I want to be doing in Brazil that weed would affect in a bad way. And I don't want that. I want to be drinking and eating healthy fruits and this and that. And I want to be doing activities outside, looking at nature, bringing you guys good content, and weed is going to get in the way of that. So I just decided to not do it. It's going to save me some money, and I need to save up my money. And so that's what's up. So that's really the confession, y'all. I'm a weed smoker. I'm an ex-weed smoker. I don't find anything wrong with weed. I don't know if at any point in time later I might smoke weed again. I don't know. It's not something that I'm looking to do, but I'm letting y'all know that I don't have a problem with weed. I'm an advocate for weed. I know for me that it helps me. It helps me relax, and definitely helps me sleep. I enjoy that for that matter, for that purpose, if nothing else. Now I don't mind pens. The pens really are fine for me, and they're cheaper. That's something that I may still do. I don't know. But buying weed and stuff like that, I normally buy bigger quantities and it's more expensive. And so that's something that I'm not really wanting to do anymore. So that's basically how that goes, y'all. Is I'm not going to be indulging in weed anymore. I just decided to. Sorry about that, y'all. I am looking at. Okay, hold on a second. All right. But yeah, so I'm just trying to do something different, and without the weed. And so I think that's going to help me get healthier. And I want to clean up my system anyways. And now I'm just trying to get myself back in good shape and stuff like that. I've been doing my exercises and everything like that. And so I've been feeling a lot better. So I am trying to get myself better, because this is my temple that the Most High is supposed to be in. And so I don't want to be affecting it in any bad ways by putting anything unnecessary in myself right now. So for now, I'm just I'm chilling. But that's basically what I wanted to tell you guys. So for those of you guys out there, you women out there that may find it hard to smoke weed, I'm just letting y'all, or to stop smoking weed, just letting y'all know something like this. If I can do it, you can do it. It's mind over matter, and what you need to do, and it doesn't matter how much weed you smoke. I've smoked a lot of weed in one day. It doesn't, none of that matters. None of it matters. I'm talking to small and heavy weed smokers. Mind over matter. If you are not thinking about it, if you are doing something else, if you want to quit, you will quit. Bottom line, I'm proof of that. But you have to want to quit, because wanting to implies that you're doing things, you're putting things in action. Like you're actually doing things differently that help you to stop it. Okay, whether it's going somewhere else, whether it's, for me, I read my Bible, where I play my video game, I watch a movie. Like I just get my mind, I keep my mind occupied and off of that. And so whatever, if I, for me, when I want to stop doing something or overcome something, I know what I need to do. And it's based off of trial and error. I've tried many times of different things. And so, and other times I haven't put the full effort in. So if you're not putting full effort in it, you're not going to succeed. So you have to really commit to it. And at first, there were some hard times. There were some very hard times, because when I would smell it, I was like, I'd be like, But at those times, I would just be like kind of sitting somewhere and it would be quiet and I had plenty of time to think about something. But if I'm doing something and keeping my mind occupied, like chewing gum, drinking some water, whatever, eating something, then it's different. Then I'm not, going to be, dwelling on it and thinking about it. So that's what worked for me, y'all. And again, if it works for me, then it can work for you. And so if y'all are, if you guys are one of those people who want to quit smoking weed for a short period of time or whatever, if you guys have to do it for a reason, it can be done. Okay. You just have to really commit to it and want it bad enough to overcome it. Also, do not sell yourself short. The Most High is a big part of my success in that. I'm a spiritual person. I am a Hebrew Israelite, and so I believe, for me, Yah helps me through any battles and struggles that I have. And so I pray, and if I'm very sincere, I make sure that He knows that, and and He helps me out. So I'm not going to put myself in a position or around people that are doing that, because that's kind of dumb. I mean, well, that is dumb. Like, okay, I'm going to pray to quit doing this, but I'm going to put myself around the same people that that smoke weed, and just testing the water. Like, nah, man, that's dumb all over the place. Like, remove yourself from that situation so you're not enticed. So that was my big confession. Had a great day at work today, and that's probably why I have the energy, because I was doing something different today. I was on the forklift. It's been years since I've been on the forklift. I mean, I have my forklift certification. Got it like last October, I think it was September, October last year. I got recertified, but I have never been able to use it. So finally, I'm in a warehouse where they have a forklift, and I got the opportunity today, because we're putting away a bunch of stock, y'all. And me and the homie he was on the forklift first, and I was playing it cool, trying to putting stuff up on the highest part of the shelves. And then we traded off. I ain't gonna front, I was a little rusty at first. I was kind of timid, I guess you could say, because I have never used that particular forklift. Everything came to me right away. So I'm up here driving that forklift, y'all, raising that piece up and everything like that. It was fun. It was a good day. So I didn't have to do a lot of walking. I'm on the forklift and I'm on the ladder, and we're putting these boxes away, and the time just went by. So I figured, well, dang, I have good energy. And I figured, you know what? I want to give back to my viewers, so I'm going to give you guys my energy, because I have some. I'm just in a good mood and everything like that. But I just wanted to give you guys that, the little message, because I'm always trying to help somebody. And, I figure, people can hear from all of these politicians and these world leaders and, city officials about this and that. They have their little opinions on marijuana use or whatever. But you gotta think, y'all. these people are saying this in certain cities and states. Excuse me. Do y'all see how that don't make sense? Because if it was that bad, how come so many others, cities and states have allowed it? Think about it. If you were in a state, which I am, that does not allow weed, and they have their theories and their lies, think how stupid that is. Because it's just the people in Houston, Texas, or in Texas that it affects that way. But it don't affect nobody in New York, in Washington, the United States Capitol. It's free. It's legal. Okay, but only in Texas, in Louisiana, and certain, it's even legal in Oklahoma, I heard. So don't believe the hype, y'all. If y'all smoke weed, keep smoking the weed. If y'all don't smoke weed, don't smoke weed. If you guys have bad, experiences in weed, you were smoking some bad weed, and that's that. But don't mess it up for everybody else. Don't be lying to people because you don't know how to smoke weed. It didn't mess you up. It didn't do anything. You was just weak, or you had some bad stuff, or you didn't know how to smoke it. That's why it messed you up. But weed is natural. And it's in its straight form. Meaning you pick it off the plant, boom, break it up and smoke it. Where else can you do that? You can't do that with chewing tobacco. You can't do that with cigarettes. But you can with weed. Stay high, y'all. I'm Ri'LL King. Appreciate y'all coming to my channel. I appreciate y'all checking out this video. And I pray that y'all have gotten some out of this video. It was meant to be educational, but to be raw and just straightforward. You know what I'm saying? I've really been waiting to tell y'all this, to speak this to the masses, because I hate all the lies. I hate all the myths and people that be talking all that noise when I know they ain't done it. And so they making a lot of people be scared and think bad about something that ain't bad. Ain't nobody talking about cigarettes like that. Ain't nobody talking about alcohol like that. Okay, them is way worse. Ain't nobody talking about aspirin. Ain't nobody talking about all these other over-the-counter drugs that have been around forever that have all these side effects. What kind of side effects do weed have? Zero. I'm Ri'LL King, and this is it, y'all. Peace.